Okay, so we're going to move on to the next question. We got 5 more before our last 2 stories and drinking questions. So, what is your favorite gameplay montage of all time for Ratchet Deadlocked? And I will start.
What do you mean?
Oh, yeah,
go ahead, start. I'm just curious about what do you mean by montage?
We're not talking about a glitch montage. It's a gameplay in terms of actual like cycling, sniping, or anything. Okay. And I'll start us out to kind of get the ball rolling. So this was too hard for me to really pinpoint one, but I do have a tie for first place. And it's actually Republic's Equilibrium and his Bulletproof montages.
Oh, yes. I remember that.
And I just like them. I mean, like the players in there and the players in the videos are very good. You don't see them anymore. And the gameplay he did and editing, which is so good, especially for like 2009. Like, I mean, like Republic was on, even like in 2008, he was on a whole different level in terms of editing. Like people just really liked his montages, and Equilibrium and Bulletproof are probably my favorites just because of the gameplay and who was featured in them. But yeah, those are my favorite of all time.
Gosh. So honestly, I'm going to go I didn't really watch any of the montages. Like I saw them, but none of them really came to mind for me.
Okay.
So I don't really have an answer for this one, unfortunately.
Okay. How about you, Troy?
I do have an answer. But just like Ethan, I actually don't really watch them very often, but when I do, I enjoy them every now and then, but there was one that actually stands out particular. I can't remember who made it, but I think it might have been Skills. It's a recent one, I think. It's the one where he used a Linkin Park song.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember the name, but it was essentially a Ratchet Deadlocked montage with the Linkin Park song in it, and he actually had the shots line up with the bullet sounds. And
that's right. I remember. I saw that. I remember that.
Yeah, it's that song that goes, "I run inside." Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about. That's a really good montage. I like that one. How about you, Connor?
I would say, my favorite montage would probably be the one in, I don't know it by title, but it's the montage by Republic where it like analyzes them and it's like BattleBot and he's spitting. And then there's this one where he's in Serathos and it's got like the heads up display that like locks in on the person and then he shoots and then it's that montage. And then the other one is the Cracks one by Republic.
Oh yeah, that was good too. Yeah, so the one you're thinking about with the lock on with Serathos is this Legacy montage.
Yeah,
and that was the first community montage, and you were actually featured in it. I remember.
No, I'm pretty sure this was him. Like it was just Republic.
Yeah,
it had like BattleBot, and it had him like spinning in a circle. It was analyzing him. I don't think it was a community one. The Cracks one, I think, might have been the community montage.
So Legacy was the community montage she did. The Cracks one was like a little. It was like a mini community montage. It was
a short though. Yes. I remember that one.
Yeah, because I remember it was like, and it was at the Cracks. The crimes begin to show.
The Cracks begin to show. Yeah, because it was dubstep.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
And then the one where he's spinning, I think that was actually the Equilibrium preview.
Just remember.
If I remember right.
Or
it could be just the Equilibrium.
I remember about montage, but it doesn't deal with Deadlocked at all.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Was it a Call of Duty montage or something?
No,
it was a tribute.
No, Troy. It was our montage or preview of a glitch montage where it was was it Aerosmith or I can't remember what song it was, but it was the very first time we showed how to do the wall climbing and going commando.
Oh my goodness.
And the wrench wall climbing, where if you're in first person,
you go into
wall
first person and you can just climb up anything.
Yep, it was that. It was just a little intro that we made.
Oh, it was at Grelden, wasn't it?
Yes. It was just an intro we made just to preview our video that was coming out.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember that. Like, that's the first montage that I could think of, honestly. It wasn't even Deadlock related, but that's what comes to mind.
Gotcha. Well, we'll move on to the next question. I'll start this one out too.
All right.
So it's, what are your 3 favorite years of Deadlocked and why? And I'm going to say 2009, 2008, and the period of starting the private server until now. So the 2020 to 2021 era.
Mm-hmm.
So for in 2009, it's one of my favorites because I was starting to get good at cycling. I was finding a ton of amazing glitches. You all got online with hacks, which was just incredible. Montages like we were just talking about with Republic were at their peak and hype. Cycling, as we know it, was at its peak in terms of the players that, played the actual game mode or the settings for cycle. Let's see. And then in 2008, the reason it's one of my favorite years is that's the year I started Glitch Busters. I would say I became the top glitcher in the game. This is where I met like a lot of my friends I think about whenever I think of the game. Just takes me back. They're the memorable friends. And I started learning how to cycle and snipe in this year. And I found the most memorable glitches of all time for me. Just the ones I think of whenever I think of the game and glitching. And then lastly, in the present time, right now, from 2020 to 2021, we've seen the game revived with a server, and the fact that there's new content that we never had on the original server is just huge. And I've always I'm not gonna lie, I've had dreams over the years where literally we will be playing on different maps or just do different things on the game, and the fact that we actually get to do that now is just like a dream come true. It's great. And
I hear you there.
Yeah, and then Connor's been working on all these custom maps. That's the biggest thing that just kind of keeps me held to the game, really. And then of course everyone who plays, but. Yep. Those are, and if you guys need me to repeat the question, just let me know.
Yeah, so with me, I'm going to go ahead and, I don't remember what year. I want to say it was 2007, 2008. I just remember, there was a friend I had in high school that wasn't really even, she wasn't even into video games, but she would know I was really into Ratchet and Clank at the time, and playing online specifically because I would just talk about it all the time. So I'd say that was the number one for me, is 2007, 2008-ish. And it wasn't really even anything in particular. It was just the camaraderie and the online aspect of Deadlocked that I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
And then I would say after that, it's probably the glitching part of it in general. I don't even know what years that, all of these I don't know the years for, but
07 to 08, you'd say?
Yeah, probably, I'd say. Glitching was it's huge. I remember Troy and I would just be playing games constantly, just looking for glitches for literally hours on end.
Yes.
And it's not something it's something that I've, even with this revival, we've had some glitch games, but even then I got tired after them after maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours. I'm just all right, I'm done, whatever. Back then it was something that I could do for ever, essentially.
Yeah.
It was just fantastic. And then the third place is definitely the beta of the revival. I feel kind of selfish for saying this. I don't even know if it's because I was one of the first to really be testing the revival, and once Dan figured out how it all works, I was there to help set it up. And help test it out. And that for me, it's like such a big impact that I was part of something that is what is now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I love
Right.
it.
That's great. Yeah, I can totally understand that. How about you, Troy?
Mine would be, probably just like with Ethan, it would be the glitches. Since basically when it came to Deadlocked, it was always glitching first. Granted, and I think like in between glitching, it also was stat cheating as well, because that kind of stat cheating always happened simultaneously throughout the whole length of it.
I'm sorry to
anyway.
interrupt, but so I don't know if any of you know how Glitch or how Defy Logic actually started.
Okay. So actually, at the end of the podcast, there's an extra question where I will ask Troy and you about that.
Perfect. Okay.
Yes.
We'll get to that then.
Yeah.
Great.
All right. Cool. So yeah, I'm gonna say 2008, just like that, because of the glitches. And then definitely 2009 when we first started getting hacks, because, just the amount of time I put into finding new stuff and everything like that. It's ridiculous.
I remember
We'll get into that too.
Well,
Once
yep, I
again,
know.
That was
We'll
the
get
point
into
where I
that.
hated it because I wanted to play and he wanted to hack.
And starting Ethan, it's like we're twins. The second one is also going to be the very
No,
beginning.
really.
The very beginning of when the revival thing also,
Yeah.
and doing this, because just like what Ethan said, start being one of the first ones to be able to play a game that you absolutely love, that kind of defined part of the games of your childhood, and being able to play it again online with other people is just like you just don't see that happening every day.
Right.
Like I still remember the when Dan was streaming, or maybe Connor was streaming the just us going on Deadlocked, and we would freeze because some coding was wrong or something like that.
And so we
Just
try again.
recently, like what that was just October or something of
Yeah,
last
that
year.
was, that was September, October of last year.
Like,
Yeah.
I remember that, and for some reason that's a huge event for me. Like I love that.
Yeah. I love that too.
I'm really glad that I think you were the one who, Connor, you were the one who recorded those games, I think.
I did one. I did one where we actually got in game and we were actually fighting at Torval.
Okay. So, then Dan did the other one, because we have one where we're at Star.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember you guys set me up with the online beta. I remember that was in the summer of last year. Yeah, and then you guys just started slowly making your way to the actual private server. I did not expect it to happen that fast, but the fact that it happened that quick, I was like, "What the hell? That's amazing!"
It's one of those things where once you get something start going, you have that,
Right.
I
Yeah,
remember
exactly.
in our Discord that we've got, this guys we got when him saying "Oh, I've got it online," I was like, "What?"
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yo, how can I get in on this?
Yeah, really.
Specifically.
So Connor, what are your 3 favorite years, and how come?
Well, I mean, this is gonna seem like a lot of deja vu, obviously. So for one, I would say when I was doing the Viper Mag flail thing with Bane and JTV dubs, that was really the first time where I really got into socializing with people on DL, because I had gotten a mic. So that was when I was really socializing with people, and we were I would get on DL and be like, "Oh shit, yeah, Bane's on, JTV is on," and I would try to find their games, and I would do that, and then we would start playing and be like, "Hey, all right, cool, let's go try to fight these people." and we would join, and we would try to beat them at their own rules because they were the hosts. And it would be whatever slew of rules it was, right? But we'd also do the inverse of that, where we're like, hey, we're going to host the Viper Mag Flail games, and we are going to wreck shit. And so we would. So that was really my first time of really, really feeling like I'm included in a community of people in DL.
Yeah.
So really
Cool.
what I get from this so far is, at least Connor, you're out of most people on this revival anyway, you were the OG. Like you're the first.
Oh yeah,
original.
like OG at its core.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I may have started in 07. I mean, you started in like late 05. I mean, that's as OG as
Troy
you
and
can
I
get.
started before you
Early
did,
06.
Kirk, but then Connor started before we did.
Like,
Yeah, y'all started in 06, I think.
Yeah.
It
so
was early 06 we started.
I do remember this specifically. The Badger 41 account, is as crazy and early as it sounds. My account was still ranked 36,000.
Dear Lord.
And
It's pretty like cardboard box. Like,
yeah, the beta accounts were in the single digits.
Yeah.
Wow.
So to put this into perspective, the EU, the Gladiator servers, there were only like 36,000 accounts
Yep.
created in total.
Yep.
In
Which
total.
honestly is what we came up to. At least I don't know if this is even the case, but where we thought that all the lag on our end came from.
Right.
Because
We're
we see
like,
so many
There's
accounts.
so many accounts.
Because in Gladiator, you had to like do a whole process to create an account.
Right. The central station, whatever it was. It was insane. By the time the DL server shut down, there was like what, 300,000 accounts?
Yeah, I was just going to say, do you think there were like 10 times as many accounts on DL as Gladiator?
Yep. It was
Absolutely.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Wow.
So like Badger 41 was like ranked 36,000 or something. And I thought I had an old account, but that really put things into perspective as to how popular that thing was. And then like something like Hovership was like 200.
Yeah.
Jesus.
it was fucking way up there. So yeah, like I didn't play a whole lot when the game first started, obviously, but
You still had one of the older accounts.
I
compared
was
to
still
everyone
I
else.
was still there. So yeah, the Viper Flail thing was a chapter, and then my cycling was its own chapter, and that really spans a couple years too. And then the third chapter, I would say, would be the hacking and PS3 days, and then up to where we are now. Like the stuff we have on Deadlock now, I really wish we had back in the day.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because
yeah,
like had we had the amount of server control back in the day that we have now, I'm
There were
pretty
a lot
sure.
more people on
Oh,
back then,
I'm sure
too.
we could have kept a lot more people because
Yeah.
of the new stuff that we were able to add to the game.
right. Yeah, I totally
So-
believe you with that.
So yeah,
I can see that. That's a good,
yeah.
good answer
Like
there.
to really summarize things, like Deadlocked really was the first like hardcore online game that I
Yeah.
had.
Same here.
I would say the number 2 would probably be Battlefield 2 on the PC.
Yep.
But that's a different
Well,
story.
like for what I was saying earlier, like for me, honestly, Halo is the first online game because we did what was it called, like Xbox Connect. I think
Excellent, Kai.
Excellent Kai, because
Yep.
we didn't have back then Xbox cost money to be on, and we didn't have that.
Right.
So we did Excellent Kai. We actually played online that way, and back then there were tons of people that did it the same way. And so that's how we got into online and we found out Deadlocked. But yeah. Troy, did you answer the question?
Years? Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Gotcha. Is that everyone then?
That's everyone. So we'll go ahead and
right.
proceed. Yeah, so we got 3 more questions before we kind of like get close to the conclusion.
Yeah.
And I will, for the 3rd time, start this one out just to get the ball rolling. So when you've been on a Deadlocked hiatus, what reminds you of the game that draws you back? And it's really 2 things for me. So the first thing, of course, is like, if you daydream, whenever you think of like, the good, fun memories you have with people, and then you're just kind of like, wow, like, I wish I could, get a taste of that again, or just, make some new memories. And so that draws me back a lot. But the second thing is actually, since I've made so many montages over the years, it's music. Like I will be playing, I'll listen to, I don't know, I'll just be on my iPhone, listen to music, and like some song that I've made a montage to, or I just heard from other people in the past will play, and it just kind of like gets me in that feeling of like, man, I've like, it takes me back, and it reminds me of like things I really enjoyed on the game, and I'm just like, man, you gotta get back on sometime soon. And so that's usually how I'm drawn back. Usually. Connor, you want to start us off again, or go second? I mean,
obviously, yeah, there are plenty of times where I, as embarrassing as it sounds, I would create a game on Deadlocked called like Leaving Deadlocked.
Me too.
I don't know. Do you guys remember those games? If we
remember those games, but I didn't know
I made
that.
And instead of making games, I would make like a Deadlock tribute and say, "All right, guys, I'm quitting Deadlock. I'll see you guys, sometime later or never." Anyway, go ahead, Connor.
Dude, there were plenty of times, and obviously, as I'm reflecting on this, I'm like, "Yep." I was a teenager that was looking for attention.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, that's the reason you make a game like that, is because you're like, oh, I want people to be like, hey, keep in touch with me, or hey, don't leave. Like, shit like that. It's like, hey, like, I just wanted attention. I wanted people to be like, hey, I care about you. Where are you going?
Yes, exactly. 100%.
But at the time, you're a teenager and you're not really
that.
You're really not thinking about that. You're just, whatever.
Yeah. And then, keep the game going. You want to keep the memories.
Right.
And then, even as a teenager, it's like, maybe even if you realize it slightly, you just don't say that out loud.
Yeah. No, absolutely not. And you're looking for people to be like, hey, don't go. I care about you. Blah. Shit like that.
That just reminds me of MySpace. Fuck.
Fucking MySpace. So, there's not really a thing that triggered me to come back to Deadlocked. It was just like, I would just one day I'd be like, I kind of miss playing DL. And then I would be right back in it,
Yeah.
So that's my answer.
Yep.
I've quit Deadlocked plenty of times.
Me too.
But there's not really anything that tells me to go back. It's just one day I'm like, I kind of miss DL. I'm gonna go play it again, and then here we are.
Yeah.
Right.
Here we are, 16 years later.
I know.
Yeah, it's like for me, I didn't play the PS3 almost at all. I really didn't do any of that. I played a little bit on the PS3, and then when the servers were shutting down, I played a little bit then too. That was it. So I missed, which honestly I wish I didn't, but I missed almost the entirety of the PS3 Deadlocked, which there seems like there was so much fun because I didn't play any of the custom maps.
You didn't miss a whole lot.
But, even then, like, I still feel like I missed part of, like, the Deadlocked era on the PS3.
Maybe.
Like, maybe it wasn't much, but it was something that I didn't, contribute in general.
Right.
But, like, for me, it was the camaraderie that wanted me to keep going back. But even then, once the PS2 servers were either dying or dead, I was already in a group chat with Connor, Matt, Gio, and all those other people.
Yeah, our Skype chat.
Our Skype chat.
Right.
So I didn't miss that I wasn't playing. I was still chatting with you guys.
Right,
And
Exactly.
at that time, it was you guys that was the reason why I would get on Deadlocked.
Mhm.
So really, there wasn't much that made me get onto it. It was only to play with you guys at the time. Other than that, it was really nothing. It was just a camaraderie of friendship with the game.
Yep.
And that was really it.
Yep.
How about you, Troy?
It's pretty much the same thing as Ethan, due to the fact that we had a Skype call. I didn't really need to play Deadlock much because I was able just to talk to Connor and Gio and Matt right then and there. And I think Jimmy actually at that point might have been
Jimmy
on
was
Skype
there as well. Yeah.
Yep. And at that point, I didn't need Deadlock. I had you right there, and I could just type anytime I wanted. So it was just like, okay, cool. I'll just let
Our
you go.
group chats were fantastic. Like that gave me enough.
It was great. Yeah. The one thing though, so after, as Ethan said, we didn't really play Deadlock HD much. Which actually, funny thing is, I didn't realize the very first game Connor played, I also played with him on Deadlock HD. It's actually recorded on YouTube somewhere.
Yeah,
And
the
I didn't know
DLHD
that.
first game back. Yeah.
I didn't realize I was in that game.
Yep. And I cleaned up shop.
Yep, sure did. You definitely did. But like after that, I didn't play much, and so being on a hiatus for so long, and then after realizing that there's going to be a Deadlock revival thing,
The revival was what got me.
What got me was like, okay, cool, I'm going to be able to see a lot of friends and play this again, and then immediately I was like, oh, think of all the new hacks I could find.
Oh, for you was that. For me, when the revival came around, it was, there's so many people I haven't talked to in so long. And honestly, for some reason, the main person I was thinking of was Idol. Like, him, even though I had him on Facebook for years previously, I was like, maybe he'll get on and play.
Mm-hmm.
But he hasn't yet. But,
I'm one of the guys I'm really excited that finally got on with
so
Red
glad
Flag.
Red Flag it's back.
Yep.
I love that. I actually played a game with him earlier today, and it was fantastic.
That's awesome because I messaged Red Flag a week ago because I was trying to find some players. If you guys remember seeing that message,
Yeah,
I was trying to find a few players, and there was one in particular. Her name was Punky. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
So I was. The Red Flag was very good friends with her, so I was just like trying to figure out, if he had any contact with her, and I was able to find her on Facebook. But pretty much after that, he's kind of stuck around. I'm like, okay.
Like, so I don't know if you guys know much about Troy and I's past with the forums. And Red Flag was actually
The
part
DL
of it.
forums.
Yeah, we originally started a
forums.
forum, Secret of Ratchet. And
Ghosting forums.
this actually goes into how we started the original basis of our clan of Defy Logic. I'm just going to go ahead and say it since we're on the topic. Was Troy and I started the Defy Logic clan.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's a question regarding this.
Okay,
I'll wait.
Very very
I'll
soon.
wait.
I promise.
Do you guys
Gotcha.
remember the forum we tried to set up for Deadlocked? It was the SMF forums, and we had the ZAT chat room and stuff.
Was that the statsheet.tk?
It might have been.
It might have been that.
I tried. It was an SMF forum, SMF for free. And-
SMF for free. Troy and I spent so many years
Oh
on that.
man, yeah, me too. And I tried
my
creating
God.
icons, and Troy and Ethan were you guys were being so polite. You're like, yeah, your stuff looks good, but I would really like if Ethan would really be the point of
with those forums at that time. I was actually the main like theme creator and everything, like CSS and all that shit of those forums. Like I was recognized on the actual support forum, and I was helping people out and everything.
I remember that, but I tried creating icons in Adobe Fireworks CS3, and I thought it looked good, and then Troy and Ethan were like,
I don't even remember you being part of any of this. I don't remember this at all.
This was our custom forum, and I was so proud of what I had made. And Troy and Ethan were like, "Yeah, this is cool. This
is all right,
cool." But I would much prefer if Ethan were the POC for the icons for the forum. And
I don't remember this at all.
Yes.
Holy hell.
And
I don't even remember having a Ratchet and Clank like forum for that on SMF.
Yeah, we tried creating a Ratchet and Clank, like it was a community, but it was also like a hacking forum.
Okay.
Well, it was a modding
forum.
We also did one on
I remember Envision Free.
No, we did it on Zeta boards.
I don't remember that at all.
It wasn't Zeta boards, but it was 100% SMF for free.
Okay,
yes.
I believe it.
Because I still have the code that we were going to use. Because we were planning on giving out a safe way to give out codes to people.
That was how we were going to host the mod package too.
Project Delta.
Okay. I remember Project Delta, but I don't remember any of this other shit.
Yes.
Holy hell.
I don't even know about this.
Wait.
No, we didn't really release it.
We didn't go far into it.
Hold on.
I don't remember any of this. I remember the name Project Delta, but I don't remember anything else.
ProjectDelta.smf for free.
It's probably not there anymore. They went on a purge. SMF for free went on a purge like years ago and deleted a bunch of stuff that wasn't used ever.
God damn it!
Yeah,
because I was actually pissed off about that because I had a theme thing that I create so on SMF for free I should create themes like crazy, like skins and stuff for the forums, and they deleted one of my forums that I actually had that showed all of my themes. And I was actually angry that they deleted that.
Project Delta.
I remember that name. Holy hell.
Yes. I forget why we called it that, but it was definitely Project Delta.
I think it's just because we wanted something pretty cool. I think we're just wanting something pretty cool.
That's a good name.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Project Delta.smf for free. I'm pretty sure it was .tk, but
SMF
it wouldn't be .tk. It was SMF for free. It could be 3. It could be either SMF for free, SMF for free 2 or 3 or 4.
I think it was just SMF for free. What .tk?
It would have been .com. Yeah.
So Chidori, the statsheet.tk, that was started by Volcom.
Yes.
And that was meant for all stat sheet stuff.
Yep,
which
just
hilarious.
Gotcha. Okay.
Which is hilarious that he did that.
I forgot about that, but yeah, you're right. Yeah, he made a thing just for stat sheeting for accounts.
Yeah,
right?
What didn't he call it, like statsheet.tk or something?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's it.
.dk. Yep.
Yeah, because there was a long time where he was just like 4chan.org.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, there was a point in time where he was just like 4chan.org, but then he switched to statsheet.tk.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know about that other project you guys were working on. That's really cool.
Yeah, project.
I don't even remember all that
dude,
shit.
It's so vague for me. Project Delta. Yeah, we had an SMF for free forum. We had a Zat chat board.
I don't even remember that. I didn't even remember that you were part of the SMF for free stuff.
Yes,
Connor.
dude.
I don't remember that. I didn't even know you knew of it.
Yes, I had the Adobe CS Suite, CS3, Creative Suite 3, and I had Fireworks, and I tried creating the forum icons.
And I was like, nope.
And I remember Troy and Ethan were like, "Yeah, this is good. Yeah,
being very passive aggressive about it.
But let's let Ethan take a crack at it." And then he never really did anything, and I was like, "Oh, okay, all right."
That was actually the time where I was really into Photoshop, and
Yeah, I remember
did a lot of shit. But
I
I guess I
remember.
didn't do anything with that. So I actually still have every single file I made for Photoshop or Forms or anything like that from
Damn.
back in the day. I have everything still on
Well,
my hard drive.
You didn't have no Project
And I
Delta
don't
shit.
have shit for that.
I should have been the forum master.
You should have.
But really, we didn't really do anything with those forums.
Like, I
We
just
had
remember the most I remember is Secrets of Ratchet, which Troy and I made before we were even Defy Logic. Which Troy said he'd get into the story of how Defy Logic came about later.
Well, no, I mean, because I kind of already got it. So
So we originally wanted. Okay, that's right. It's a question later. Never mind.
Exactly.
I'll get to
Yeah,
it later.
yeah. Very, very
You're right,
soon.
that's what
I
it
promise.
All right. So
All right,
Where
let's
are we
move
at
on
right
to
now?
the next question.
Yeah,
We
let's
got
move
way
on
off
to the
topic.
next
Let's
one.
hop to the next question. So, how many hours of your time have you put into mods on Deadlocked? And Troy, I will start this off with you.
Oh,
You
my
should just
goodness.
start it off with me so I can go ahead and answer.
Okay, go ahead,
0.
Ethan.
Okay, Ethan. Zero. Okay. All right,
know
Troy and Connor are going to have some interesting answer.
I don't know anything. Like, I got
Connor, any
lucky.
guesses?
I got
Oh,
lucky
dude.
because Troy.
In terms
knew
of
how to do it.
hours, days, months.
I got lucky because Troy knew how to do it. That's how I got the hacks. I
I'm
don't
gonna guess.
Anything about how to do it. I knew.
Dude.
Even to this day, I know nothing.
Like,
I'm gonna guess hundreds of hours.
yeah, I'm sure it's been hundreds for me.
Yeah.
So
Would
here,
you? So
here's
my question
here's how
is,
this stuff started.
have you
So
put more hours into these hacks than Minecraft?
no.
Okay, that's my base question.
Go ahead, Connor.
So now compared to Minecraft, no, I've definitely put more hours into Minecraft. And in terms of actual like hacking and looking at code, Deadlocked by itself is probably the number one game that I've played over the years, period.
Yes.
I would
Anyway.
agree with that myself, even with Killing Floor.
So back in the day, when we first started hacking and we had hacks online, there were ways that you could dump your PS2 memory onto your memory card. But it could only be done
You
at certain
mentioned
points.
this earlier.
Right.
It would do so much and take so much time.
Yeah. It would take a lot of time, and you could only really get a certain like level of memory. However, Geo discovered the live memory dump for Deadlocked,
Oh,
which
I didn't know he found
basically,
that.
yeah, he found that, which basically meant no matter where you are in game, you could Joker a code, and it would trigger a subroutine, which would cause the memory of the PS2 to be dumped to your memory card. And basically, it would freeze your PS2, but it would allow you to be able to read a memory dump of your PS2. And then there was a tool that we used called PS2 Dis, which is, an acronym for PS2 Disassembler, which could read all of the assembly code from the memory of your PS2.
This makes me wonder if Gio was still here, how much would he know about hacking now?
Oh, I'm sure
It
he would
seems
know
like
a
he
lot.
was pretty advanced back then.
He was older. He understood more about computer technology and stuff. Definitely.
Okay.
He definitely figured out hacks back in the day. A lot easier than me or Troy or whatever could figure out. But it was crazy the level of stuff he could figure out. It's just now with what we have with like PCS X2 stuff like that, where you can just do a save state and pull out the entire like PS2 memory. It's crazy. Like
So much easier, so much quicker.
how far we have come. And then there's the prototype of Deadlocked, was the prototype of Deadlocked, which is a week, 7 days from the retail release of the game. So
only a
think
week?
about how close that is. A week.
7 days.
And we have a debug build of the game. So like the build of the game with every single like debug function available, less than like 7 days from retail release.
I didn't realize it
That's
was that
insane.
close.
It was that close. It's a September 12th build when
Wow.
the retail release of Deadlocked was end of September, like beginning of October.
That's insane. I had no idea.
It was
I did not know
that,
the prototype was that close. I remember
was
you mentioned this
that
to me
close.
before.
And
Wow.
the thing
Yeah.
is, there seems like there's so many differences between that build and the release build.
It's amazing how many changes they make in a single week. However, that is very close to retail, and the stuff that Dan's found is insane. And a lot of the PS2 disassembly efforts have been crazy. Like Chaotic and a bunch of the other team have been able to disassemble the debug functions of the game. We are fuck. It's really hard to describe. We're miles ahead of where we were, even for the PS3 version.
And
I
as
believe
far
It's
as
insane.
as far as how much time it takes, it's one of those things where it takes a long time in the very beginning because
Yeah.
we
But
had
now that you
no
know what you're
idea what we're
doing.
doing.
Oh,
But
yeah.
now that we know what we're doing, like a lot of the server code, like a lot of the libraries and whatnot that the server uses is built off of code that's already known. Like
It's
as far
built
as
off
we've
of
had-
shit that we figured out way back in
Years
PS2
ago.
days.
Mhm.
Like, for the when I was doing map editing for the PS3 version, it turns out there's a file in the PS3 version that is literally identical to the PS2, except it's in Big Indian versus Little. So they basically used code, that's 1-to-1. So, all of the model stuff, the gameplay stuff that we figured out on PS3 was very easily translatable to the PS2 version.
Oh, all right.
Yep.
I had no
Nice.
idea.
Well, my
don't know
answer
how
is
you-
very easy. So I've spent 0 time in terms of development for mods. But mods have been very useful for finding glitches. I would say probably I've used mods 50 hours in total. I've used say moon jump, rapid fire to help find some glitches essentially.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can get here with moon jump. How could I do it with
And with work
without-
backwards essentially. And with,
Yeah,
of
work
course without
backwards and
max.
stuff. Yeah.
I've used that's definitely true because I've used the map editor to show the collision and be like, oh, okay, I can actually walk over here.
I didn't even know you did that. That's smart.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the map editor for the UIA maps can actually display the entire collision for the map. So it actually shows the color of the collision, depending on
where you could go or things like that. That's
So, like,
cool.
Funny thing, I reached out to Connor, like, I think it was like about a week ago, because I had been using Moonjump and UIA at Annihilation Nation to see if there's anything outside the map, and I found the ship where you park your ship at Annihilation Nation, and then the battle arena.
Yep.
And I was just like, and I tried to find it on the custom map, and I couldn't find it. So I was like, Connor, do you know anything about this? And he just pulled up what he just talked about and showed like both locations and said that the way he loaded in custom maps, that those things wouldn't be there in the actual custom map.
I sent him a screenshot that had all three areas. It had the main area, it had the ship area, and then it had the arena area. So there's three parts of Annihilation Nation. But the screenshot had the collision for the main area, which we play in, and then it had the other stuff from the ship area and the arena. And I was like, so if you see any black stuff, you can walk on it. Otherwise, you're wasting your time. And he's like, oh, cool, that makes sense. Thanks.
This is blowing my mind right now.
Yeah.
Like, I never thought of doing something like that. Like, just be like, you could obviously see where collision is and not, but I just never thought of like, hey, where can I walk?
Yep, exactly.
Right.
That's so cool.
I think
so just a quick thing before we move on. I know regarding this, this is actually how I found the Ghost Station weapons facility very early on, because I know, Connor, you figured out where it was later when you loaded the Ghost Station map and saw the collision. So, and I know most you guys are aware of this, but yeah, it's like in 2009, I was aware that those flying platforms in Dark Cathedral were part of the interior, and they just kind of clicked with me. I'm like, I wonder if there's like any other map that has something like this. And I remember that Ghost Station has an interior portion to the story, the campaign.
Yep.
And I was just like, so what I did to actually find the weapons facility is I flew outside of the interior and I determined where the death point was at, and it was like very high up compared to the normal Ghost Station death point. And then so I timed myself, and I got to like about where you would be on, at the Ghost Station playing level on the actual multiplayer map. And I just started shooting around. And there's like these little pillars that go all the way around a Ghost Station platform. Well, they explode on single player, and I hit one, and I'm like, what the fuck? Oh. Like, so this is actually down here. And so then I used my phone, and I was able to calculate like where it was relative to the Ghost Station interior, and then I just moon jumped out there, and I found that the weapons there. I'm like, what?
You see, this is what I'm talking about when you expanded on our glitching and faster than we could, because I would have never thought of that.
Yeah, it just popped up one day, and it took me the whole day to figure it out.
So,
and also, like, the other thing I think about is like Sarathros, like you on the mountains and like farther out in Sarathros after you get on top of the Leviathan Slayer.
Yeah.
Where you can go further out. Like, I never would have thought of that until you did it. I was like, oh, you probably went into like single player or something and figured out where you could go and then try to do it in multiplayer.
Yes. Yep. That's exactly what I did.
That makes so much sense. But I just never thought of that originally.
Yep. It's crazy. I'm very surprised you found that. So like, my only explanation for that is that they had a version of Ghost Station that was the ghost prison that everybody refers to, that they had weapons and health crates in, that they were planning on using in multiplayer. It's just they didn't have enough time, so that they just cut the content.
I can see that. That's the best theory right there, I think.
And for Battle Dome, when they were testing multiplayer stuff in Battle Dome, I can almost assure you that they had a version of Battle Dome that was the main like arena area that you see, and those bridge pieces were actually the bridge pieces that linked the two islands.
Yep,
Makes
I can see
sense.
that.
And the swing shots were actually above those. And they had weapons that were, in between all of that.
Yes.
And so when they built actual Battle Dome, they just left that stuff there and forgot about it as a template.
I can see that.
I had always wondered, why the platform. I could probably figure out the swing shots, the weapons, and the health crates, because, relative to single player. But that makes total sense. But I was always stumbling on the platform. It's why is this platform between there? But that would solve that issue. I mean, why that it would be used to go across?
Yeah, the platform is the bridge between the two squares of the Battle Dome.
Right.
Because I load, believe it or not, I actually loaded the single player Battle Dome with the multiplayer gameplay file, and turns out how in Battle Dome there's that strip of land between the two islands that you fall into and you get teleported back.
Yes.
That bridge piece was right there in the middle, so you could walk across it.
The exact place.
Okay, well, your theory is probably right.
And the swing shots were so that you could swing shot across the gaps
Instead of having to...
use the platform.
The bridge.
Right. That's exactly...
Your theory that, the Battle Dome, almost, the full thing probably was almost implemented. It was probably the correct one.
Absolutely.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Connor,
And-
I expect Battle Dome SP coming soon.
I Battle Dome SP is actually probably on the docket. The weapon spawns that are out there.
Yeah.
So how if you actually grab the weapon, you fall into the ring of fire?
Yep.
Yes.
Those weapons are in the middle of those squares in the island.
Yeah, the turning platforms.
Yeah,
Or rotating
exactly.
platforms.
Yep,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's where those weapon spawns are.
So that's why the spawns are there, because they should be there, essentially.
And they replaced it with them. I don't know.
Yep, they just removed it.
They just removed it and caused you to go to the death of whatever.
Exactly.
The fire of death. The ring
Well, it
of
makes
death.
sense. And we will go on to the final question before we're going to have a few more individual questions, but this is the last one of the... God, I can't believe it's been over 5 hours.
It's been over 5 hours.
It's been
All
great.
right.
This
So-
is fantastic.
And this it's similar to the last question, but it has a bigger scope. So, how much time have you put into Deadlocked altogether? And that could mean hacking, glitching, cycling, Discord chats, Skype conversations, all this stuff. And I'll start us off. I will start us off in thinking that I think in the last 16 years of my life, I've probably spent 2 years probably playing DL or DL related things. And I think I would bet probably 75 to 80% is glitching. So,
How many times have you put into Killing Floor, Ethan?
I'm actually checking that out right now.
See, I'm going to say 100 times that.
Dear Lord. So I'm close to I'm pretty much at 1,400, almost 1,500 hours. in
Crap,
Killing
Ethan.
Floor.
What the fuck, bro?
Well, actually, let me double check that. Actually, no, I was wrong. It's closer to 1,400 hours in Killing Floor. I've got 13 something. So
Man.
let me see. I'm just going to round it up to 1,400 hours. Today's is 58 days. That's for Killing Floor, which is a game I put a lot of time in recently. Is
Jesus.
wow.
Troy and Connor know.
Yeah.
Deadlocked. So I tend to put Deadlocked in the amount of hours played versus Minecraft, to tell you the truth. Because Minecraft, I put a shit ton of hours, and I don't even know how many.
Yeah.
But I would say it's pretty equivalent to Deadlocked.
Okay.
I want to say, I'd almost say double the amount I've put in Killing Floor, which is 58 days. So, 120 126 or 106 days or 16 days.
Wow.
116 days, I want to say at least for Deadlocked. Because, yeah, Minecraft, I remember starting Minecraft, there were times where I would literally go like 2-3 days, almost like sleepless nights of playing Minecraft.
Yeah.
I remember, especially on Black Crest Castle. And
Oh man.
especially that.
Yup.
And honestly, I wouldn't mind telling that story at some point, but this is Deadlocked.
Yeah, this is Deadlocked.
So I'd say roughly that same amount of time. So about 116 days. At least.
Okay. It's quite a bit. How about you, Troy?
It's a long time.
If I went by yours, Kirk, what you said, 2 years?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Seeing that I started before you did, and seeing that
You did all
even
the hacking and
even recently, with all the hacking correct, because there have been days where I'm literally just sitting and like day in, day out, I'm just sitting here trying to get some code working, doing something, debugging something.
Connor's like,
no.
he knows.
Oh,
Man.
not even that, man. I'll do my own thing. Continue, Troy.
It's probably, I would want to probably say, like, if I go by your rules with the 3 years, I'm going to probably say like 3 or 4 years.
Okay. Wow.
Dude, back in the day, like, there would be times where I'd be in school, I'd ride the bus home, I'd walk home, and then as soon as I get home, I'm logged on and I'm pulling up my my PS2 disc
And working on stuff.
I'm finding
story.
I'm going to the address where I left off the previous day,
Yep.
and I'm just going down, and I'm like, oh, here's some data.
Testing.
What happens when I disable this data? What happens when I change this data? And man, that honestly, that's how we found a lot of our shit back in the day. Is like, oh, okay, I changed this data. This is what happened in the game. Okay, how do I change it further? Okay,
I remember that.
oh,
I wasn't even a part of it.
Dude,
Like I didn't do it.
so
But I
many-
remember it.
Man, there were so many days where it's from the time I got home, the time I got home to the time the sun goes down. I was fucking with lines of code, determining what they did, documenting it, and then moving on. And that's how man,
Go ahead.
that's how I found the model stuff. Is that I found that part of code, and I was like, wait a second, this code is repetitive, but it's slightly different each time. And then I found the fusion, and the fusion changed with stuff that I did. I was like, wait a second, I just picked up the fusion, and it said like some weird shit about the eviscerator tournament. It's like, how the hell did that just happen? So that's how I found string IDs.
I remember this. I didn't know anything about hacking. Still don't. But I remember Troy finding that type of stuff. Literally, right when we got out of school, he'd go home. I was in band. I'd had band practice or something. I'd get home and be like, dude, I found this. And I'm like, what the fuck? I remember all that stuff. Like, he would be the one that spent a hell of a lot more time than I did in the game. But he got a lot more out of it because I was there just to play it. He was there to really find out how it worked.
Yeah, I
exactly.
definitely learned how it worked.
And Troy's coding, like, he has one file that shows like everything that he found since the beginning he started it.
Yes, it's the very original file.
It's the original file
from the very beginning. I have the very first line that's up top. It's
oh, is that really the very first line?
Yes, the very first one that's up top is the same exact one that's been there forever.
That's fantastic.
Well, I mean, that's kind of how I did it. The codes file.
Yep.
I
You had,
renamed
like, 4
it
different
Codes
ones.
4 for whatever reason. Codes 4 was the file that I used from the beginning, from the action replay file that had all the other story mode stuff, and that's what I started adding to, and that's been
awesome.
Codes 4 has been the file that I've been
That
adding
one file.
to since the beginning.
And do you still add to that one to this day?
Yeah, kind of. I don't really do a
What?
whole lot of like code finding anymore today.
Gotcha. Okay. I understand that.
It's mostly Dan. Dan finds stuff, and I just piggyback of all the shit that he's got
Okay.
because
That's
like,
Dan really. Dan
to
knows.
be honest,
Dan is the man.
Dan
Dan's
is,
the man. Exactly.
he's really disassembled the game in a way that I never did, and that because I'm because I'm a software engineer, I don't have the motivation to do.
You
Yeah.
do for work. So you're just like, I don't want to do that.
I code all day at work. So when I'm done with work, I really just want to play games, and I don't want to do any more coding, which is mainly the reason why I don't do this anymore.
Very understandable.
Back in high school, I was bored at school and I would fall asleep. So when I got home, I was like, oh, fuck yeah, code time, let's go. And that's why I would do it.
And for me, I work in retail, so whenever I'm working, there's been days where I'm just like thinking about if I'm working on a certain code or something, I'd be like, oh, I can fix this problem with this, or
Right.
something like that. And then when I go
Exactly.
home, I try it. If it doesn't work, okay, I try a different solution. If it does work, cool. I go on to the next thing I want to code.
Exactly. When I worked at Kroger, I would just be on autopilot the whole day. And then I go home, and then it's like, all right, brain comes alive. Let's get coding.
It's honestly something
That's
I
great.
wish. I don't know why. I just coding for me is just not something I could get into.
I love it.
Seeing you two, you and Troy, get into that stuff, I'm like, that's so cool. I wish I could do something like that, but at the same time, I've tried, but I'm just not interested.
It's literally, my brain is wired that way.
Yeah.
My brain is just wired to be.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say, just like similar in a different way. You know me, I define glitches.
Yep.
So pretty much like whenever I could probably boil my cycling and sniping time down to about where Ethan, how many days he's actually played in total, or contributed to DL related stuff. But yeah, it's just like literally, I would get home from school in middle school and high school. About every day, not every day, but almost. And I would just start finding glitches or just think of a new idea or just, I don't know. That's what I would do. And that's how I was able to expand upon all those glitches so much. I just put so much effort and time into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had a very similar experience.
I know that feel with glitches too. Like, yeah, that's exactly how I was when I started, like when we started glitching and we were the top like dogs of glitching. That's exactly how it was. I'd get home from school and be like, all right, I have an idea of what to try. Something, and I'm going to do it. If it doesn't work, I'll find another way around.
I'll move on to the next thing.
Exactly.
And yeah, the reason I don't do that now is because, 8-9 hours I work at work, and I'm
want to relax.
I'm building web applications. I'm thinking about code. My brain's in code mode. I'm
home, you don't want to do that.
Yeah, I'm crunching code logic, and when I get home, I'm like, yo, I just want to shoot some bitches with some fusion rifle. I don't
right. I just want to fuck around and kill people.
I don't even really want to glitch. I just want to have fun on the game.
Exactly. That's exactly how I am now. Because I have tried to find other glitches like in the past and stuff like that, but I'm just like, I don't really like. one problem is I get frustrated when trying to find something now because back then I was able to do something for hours. And
Right.
really fun.
You
But
would just
now,
crunch at it.
but now, like after maybe 20 minutes, I'm like, I'm done. I don't care. I just want to have fun. This is frustrating now. Exactly.
And it really, in certain times, it makes me feel bad because there's other things that I should be working on outside of PS2 and stuff. This is going into the Dezo realm.
Yeah.
And Matt and Dan will know what I'm talking about.
I kind of get a gist of what you're talking about.
It's just outside of work, the motivation that I have to code is, as much as I love code, I
It's
live
not
for
there
it.
because
There's plenty of
doing it all
things.
day.
There's plenty of things that I'm good at,
This flood,
but I
is what
could
Matt
not.
said.
There's plenty of things that I am good at that I could not do for hours on end. Coding, I can code for hours on end and not get tired of it. That is my call in life, right? As much as I love doing that, when I'm done with that at work, I don't want to do that for other stuff. And that's kind of where Dezo falls into. And I feel bad for not having the motivation to do that. But in reality, that's kind of where I fall into.
Yeah. Oh, that's totally understandable.
And and Matt understands fully what I mean. So yeah. The other day I walked him through like building an entire component, and I walked him through that without actually building it a single time. And I'm like, all right, I can almost guarantee this is how it's going to look. And sure enough, that's how it looked. And even Troy was like, yo, what the fuck?
We lost Ethan.
Yeah, we lost Ethan. Where'd he go?
He'll join again, probably.
Okay.
We'll see.
But anyway, like that's as much as I love doing it, when I'm done doing it, I don't have any other motivation to do it outside of work.
That's 100% understandable.
And oh man,
yeah,
there's plenty of things
see if Ethan needs another invite.
Yeah, invite him back.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Hey, he's back.
There he is. Why'd you leave the
run off
call, fucker?
Are you live?
Are you being, timid are we?
Plugging my headphone and I can't hear you guys.
What a bitch.
Messed up right now. Weird.
Got him.
Quick, say everything you can so that way he has to listen to the
talk
recording.
as much shit as you're
I
able
don't know
to.
why this is all of a sudden just went.
Fuck you, Ethan.
weird.
Ethan, fuck you, you little shit.
You might need to edit that out, I guess.
If
Or
you're not a
get
slut, say hi.
Ethan, you suck at the trumpet.
Man.
Oh, he muted. He's running. Whore.
Even Tim 1 is better than you at the trumpet.
I think my computer's being dumb and doesn't like you guys anymore.
Colin 1 owns you. Hey, Ethan, how does it feel to lose to Who Cares?
Those are wimp hours.
That's a low blow. Who cares?
Yo, dude, who cares about you? Listening right now and be like, fuck you guys.
I know. Watching this pop out of nowhere.
Yo, I've been gone for a long time, bitches. I'm about to own you.
It's like you're still talking shit about me 10 years later.
Yeah, this is an old PS2 game. You guys ever grown up? The fuck is this? Nah, dude, DL is life.
Oh, yeah.
This was my very first like real online game, and it's not ever gonna die for me.
Yeah, same here. I played some MMOs, but this is the first like PlayStation online game I played, and I just
Right.
looked.
Yeah, the first hardcore online game, and it's just like stuff like that sticks with you.
Yeah, it does.
Like to be honest, there hasn't been a real Ratchet online game since Deadlock.
No,
Like
There's not. I mean,
there's been Full Frontal Assault, which I didn't play, and I heard it was garbage. There's been All for One, which is
Excuse me.
basically co-op. That's it.
Full Frontal Assault was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Nah.
I played it some. It was all right, but yeah, it's like you can't compare it to something like Deadlock or even UIA.
Yeah.
No.
You had the Kraken Time leaderboards.
Shut the fuck up.
Wah, wah, wah.
Hey,
Yeah,
Ethan.
the limp dick leaderboards.
Limp dick leaderboard. Hey, Ethan. Speaking of limp dick, Ethan, can you hear us?
Oh my god.
Man,
So I guess Death will actually die.
Yes, so.
dude, Death Wildy's flaccid as fuck.
Oh my god.
Got him.
Yeah, got him good.
The roast of Ethan Pruitt. Well, my computer doesn't like me. I'm gonna move to my phone. 1 sec.
Oh, did he say that? Okay.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Hey, what's
Yeah,
up?
we can hear
bitch?
you.
There we go. I don't know why, like my computer just completely just went like, nope, I'm not gonna do anything anymore.
We're
And,
roasting the
that's-
fuck out of you.
Discord isn't
We were
doing
saying really
anything
nice
right
things
now.
about you.
Yeah, dude.
I
Yeah,
believe
they were
it.
like the
We were
best
complimenting
things ever.
the fuck out of you.
Oh, what the fuck, Rich? Quality is still better than his Trump playing. I take major offense to that.
You don't want to hear what we were talking about. Yeah.
I went
You know,
to
let's listen
school
to the
for
podcast and
that.
find out.
Got
Yeah,
him.
like Discord on my computer, like I could hear you guys when I don't have my headset in. But once I plug it in, it was like, nope, not doing anything.
Weird. Okay.
So anyway, I'm back.
Well,
Welcome
since
back.
you're back, we will proceed to our drinking questions, our final ones.
Yes.
So, I'll go ahead and start us off. So, Connor, my final one is for you.
Okay.
All right. So, what account do you think you were on the first time I met you? You have 3 choices. I Am Me, Venom, or Bad Girl 41.
Oh my god.
Wait.
Also,
I
my-
could have swore it was Badger 41.
Also, my recording completely fucked up too, so I'm not recording anymore.
It's probably I Am Me.
Final answer?
Yep.
Venom. Drink up.
Venom? Really?
Yes.
That's
When
what I
was
thinking.
this?
This was, I want to say, either very late 07 or it was very early 08.
How do you remember this?
Yeah, dude. How do you remember this shit?
Because I have videos, and when I watch the videos, it reminds me of, I can correctly, or at least really get really close with time period.
I would
Placements.
really like to see the video of this because, obviously, being a human, I would like to see how I compare to how I am now.
Let's see. I think
You don't.
Well,
there's a video I have playing you. I think you're like in my first montage, actually. I can't remember when. I think it was like maybe like spring 2008 you were in it. But I know I'd known you before that montage, so I was pinpointing late 07 or early 08.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I mean, I saw I Am Me like not even like a week later, and I just didn't know that you guys were the same at first.
Yeah. I Am Me, Venom, Badger 41, we're all one and the same.
I am.
Did I
am
understand And I thought I did. Did you create Bad Girl 41 or did I?
I don't think I did. Somebody else created.
I think
Bad Girl
I
I think it was
41.
Troy. I think
Yeah.
Troy created that
I
one.
think it was me.
All right.
Did you drink up?
No, I'm drinking now. Cheers.
All right, cheers.
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 All right, let's see. Ethan, you go next.
I honestly, I feel bad because I don't really have a question.
Boo.
Yeah. Once again, I did all this incorrectly, like Troy did.
Troy, do you have a question?
I do have a question at least.
Okay.
Hey, Ethan.
What?
What was the... Hang on, let me read it. What was the most annoying thing to stat sheet? I'm
The
gonna
most
guess...
annoying thing to stat sheet?
Yes, I am gonna guess... for you... Gotta think. Would it be weapons? Would it be that? I can't remember. Did you do King of the Hill time?
I did.
No, that would have been easy.
I did pretty much everything. I did everything with stat sheeting.
No
so
steak.
think of what you. Well, damn it.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be a weapon. Let me do mines.
Actually,
Mines. As in,
Mine's, mine's is very easy.
that's
Sip
what
you
froze
sip your
you like
water.
twice. That's what froze you twice.
It did freeze. No, B6 froze me twice.
Oh,
I somehow froze with B6s. That was the most annoying. Because I froze twice with B6s. Surprisingly, mine was easy because you just had to sit there. I didn't even have to hold R1 or anything.
I know. You just
With mines, you had to sit there. As long as they spawned on the mines, they would die.
you're good. Yeah. So, what was
It was B6
okay.
because
All right,
I
Connor.
froze
What's
too many
yours?
times to that.
All right. My final question is for Kirk.
All right.
And this question is your favorite map to glitch on. So let me know when
Good
you have your
question.
answer.
Okay.
I just remembered that's actually the question I had for Kirk as well. So if he answers the one I thought of, then cool. But if not, I'll drink.
Torval.
Wait. Okay. You weren't supposed to say it, but okay.
Oh,
That's fine. It was different than mine. I was gonna say Dark Cathedral.
okay.
I was thinking the same as Connor, so I'm gonna have to drink.
Yep, I'm gonna have to drink too. So I'm taking
All right,
another
cheers.
shot. Cheers. All right.
Me
Let's
too.
cheers. All right.
Hold
Oh,
on.
let me. Oh, I just finished all of my Jack Fire.
Wow, what a bitch.
Damn.
I only have half a shot with this.
Whore.
Put your finger down your throat and put it back up.
Way to be an alcoholic.
Honestly, I drank a good bit of this. I'm drunk.
It's all right. We were drunk before Speedy was born, so
That's
I'll just fuck with you, Speedy.
Hey, Speedy. I always saw you just join.
all right. Cheers, Connor.
Cheers.
Right when I poured some more water for myself as well. So thank you.
All right. Well, before we get to the final stories, these are some extra questions that we had come up with. They're more kind of like focused on an individual.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead, and this is Ethan. You can chime in on this too. This is regarding the Defy Logic stuff. So Troy, when did you create Defy Logic? How did you get the name? Who were the main members? And was it always meant to be a glitch clan?
So as Ethan was told, we kind of covered almost everything in
There's
those.
still
Yeah, the
something-
Halo stuff.
Yeah,
Yep.
there's something that we haven't covered, which is the original reason why we made Defy Logic.
Go ahead.
I don't
Ethan.
know if Troy remembers it or not.
I
but he
really
probably
don't.
does.
I actually
Okay,
don't.
so the original reason why we made Defy Logic, because we did actually answer pretty much everything else. Like, it was from Halo. It was actually our first clan, and the original members were me, Moose, and Starkiller, I think, and Infinite
And
Dragon.
Infinite
That was
Dragon.
really it. Just us four. But the reason why we made it is because when we were playing Halo, there were a lot of glitches that people never released. And we didn't like that. So we thought we'll play
That's
on Deadlocked
right.
and find glitches and actually release them, which did not happen.
No.
After-
We did.
We did
did
until
do it.
Zeta Burrow
Started claiming them as his own.
started claiming them as his own. Once Zeta Burrow started claiming them as his own, we took it back and started doing our own glitches and not telling how to do them.
Yep. So that is
Okay.
why you do
Is
not
that-
see any glitch
that
explanations
was
from us.
the original
Okay.
reason why we created it, was to find glitches and tell everyone how to do them. That was why we created it.
I have to make a comment on this because I have a very similar situation at one point, at least. So, when I started out, I liked explaining the glitches too. But then there was a point in 2008 where Canada for the Win started doing the exact same thing that Zeta Burrow was doing to you guys.
Yep.
I was showing some of my glitches, and then he was showing his noob army the glitches and saying that he found them. And so for about a period of about a year or two, I just didn't do explanations anymore because I was just like, you're not going to take credit for what I find and just, get away with it. So,
That's exactly what it was. Like, Zeta Burrow, he was the actual first person to start claiming his glitches as our glitches as his. Backwards. And because of that, that's literally the reason why I stopped doing tutorials of how to do some of the glitches.
yeah.
Like, some of the first videos that we have on the Clan Defy Logic YouTube kind of show how to do the glitches. After that, once Zero chimed in, no. None of them
Yeah.
after that show it.
I noticed that back then.
It's all right. I just fused the vehicles and froze his PS2.
That's true.
That's right.
Yep. Wait, Reflex
Three
says
times
you're
at
asking
least.
the real questions.
Yeah,
what are the real
Reflex.
questions?
Who wins
Who
in a
was it?
fight?
So
Wow.
I don't know if you know this, but Stat Sheet and Should I Try? So Stat Sheet is my account. Should I Try is Agent Moose's account. And just look at the stats from there.
Yeah, just look at the
That's
stats.
all. Just look at the deathmatch stats,
And you'll see.
and you'll figure it out. So just so you don't have to look at it, I'm ahead.
Yeah, he's ahead by like a good, I think, 20 games.
Yeah, 1v1. In a real fight? Well, fuck, I would still win because I can
I'm
see.
blind.
Oh my god! you want a Reflex to 1v1 V3 NOM? V3 Nom?
No.
Let's
V3
go.
Nom.
All right. So, Ethan, actually, this next individual question was for you.
All right.
I thought of it. It was so has playing Deadlocked had any influence on Blink 182 being your favorite band?
No, not at all.
It's
Okay.
a coincidence,
Two.
not a correlation.
And the reason I asked that is because I know in some of your very first Deadlock videos you used a lot of Blink 182 music. But I just didn't know like if Deadlock ever kind of brings out Blink 181 or Blink's 182 for
Blink
you.
182. It did not. Blink 182 came first, and then Deadlock actually came second.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was just curious about that.
So actually, same question to you with Breaking Benjamin.
Yeah.
Did that come first or Deadlock?
Okay, so I heard the Diary of Jane, that their most popular song before I played Deadlocked, or before I played online. But when Republic started releasing montages and using Breaking Benjamin in his montage music, I started to really associate Breaking Benjamin with Deadlocked, kind of. So it's like whenever I hear a song by them, half the time, or maybe quarter of the time, I might think of some Deadlocked or something. Mm-hmm. So I do have some association with the band and Deadlocked for sure.
Sure, okay.
Yeah. And then Connor, this was for you.
No.
So what is your favorite project regarding mods that you've worked on? And what are some plans you have for the future of the private server?
Well, obviously, the favorite thing that I've done is custom maps.
Yes.
Right? That's a gimme. So obviously, the next thing that I have planned is custom maps. One thing that I really want to do is Canal City. Another one that I really want to do is Snivelak, which is the Thugs for Less headquarters.
Oh, yeah.
So two Going Commando maps I really want to have on Deadlock.
Sweet.
The third is the battlefield at Tyrannosis.
Mm-hmm.
Another one is Koros. I would really love to do Koros.
Which one's? I don't even remember which one Koros is.
Koros is the Nefarious's big fucking gun.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, the cold map that has the giant gun shooting. Yeah, so that one. And then maybe one of the other. So another really fun one that I think would be Grelbin. Which
I remember which one is that one?
Grelbin is the Moonstone map from Going Commando.
Yep.
Yes, it's another great place.
It is a giant.
It's huge.
A fucking huge map. I would love to do Grelbin on Deadlocked. Tabora is the desert map. Tabora is Grelbin Jr.
Yeah.
That's true.
Nah. If I can do Grelbin, I will do Tabora. Okay, Matt? But it has a town and a lava pit. Shut the fuck up. Make a custom map on Skills' forehead.
Yes,
that would be too much data.
You
can't handle.
You couldn't do it.
No, that's the map he's just talking about.
Skills forehead too big. Much Asian.
All right, so I've got a story for you guys, which I'm sure some people know. I know at least Matt knows, and maybe Connor. Troy and I, when we had two PS2s, there was a time where people would stat cheat specifically on Squidzor and Bloodlust.
Yes.
Oh,
this is where B comes in.
So what we would do is we had two turbo controllers, and so we'd constantly turbo the accounts to make sure we got logged in. Because with the login screen, as long as it says like user is not logged in or whatever, it would let you log in even though you didn't completely log in. What we would do is we had two PS2s. We would each log into Bloodlust or Squidzor, and then we'd create games that said I'm on Bloodlust, and then the other one said I'm on Squidzor.
Yep.
And then people would join those games and be pissed off
because we have the two main
stat sheet, blah blah blah.
We had the two main stat sheet accounts.
We had the two main stat sheet accounts logged in.
So story number 3. This is the one that I have not covered yet. I have story number 3.
Before you get to the third story, there were two more quick questions.
Okay, go for it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, all right, Ethan, you asked this of me, actually. You said, what's the most complicated glitch you've ever done?
Yes.
I want to know that, and I also want to know what the hardest glitch to find out is that defy logic.
Yes, and that is the next question. Part of the next question. So I'm about to drop an image of this place real quick into the DLVC chat.
Let's see.
The hardest glitch, without a doubt, that I have ever had to do is get on these pillars behind these floating pillars behind mining facility in a hide and seek game.
Yes,
it is. I believe so difficult. I spent like 8 hours trying to do this.
That's one thing I could never do. After I saw you do it, I could never do it.
It took me 8 hours, and actually, I know a shortcut now to cut that. Cut the time down to get to them now. It makes it a lot easier. But from like 2011 to 2014, like I could only do it this way, and it took forever. Like it was bad.
So, is it still a difficult glitch though? Like even after finding a shortcut?
It is really difficult. It's like not the hardest I'd say now, but it's very difficult still.
All right, so that's a hard glitch for you. Good to know.
I was thinking the getting the Puma out on top of the.
Oh, I remember you guys doing that in Catachrome. I remember you guys doing that.
That is without a doubt right now the hardest glitch. After that. God, that took forever. That was.
Yes, it did.
Oh my God!
Revival.
I am never doing that at Glitch again.
Like, didn't you guys got it to where you need it to, but then fucked it up somehow, and then I could be completely wrong, but you guys used hacks, or at least Troy helped out just to get it to where one point is.
Yes, because
help y'all get it further because it took so long to get to one area.
So yeah, pretty much like you had to go through 3 barriers in total. The first one's not hard, but the last 2 you don't have much space at all to move with the Puma. And if you even like move like just a little bit in the direction of the barrier you pop through, the first one you pop through, you will pop out, and it takes like 30 minutes to get in that barrier. And so every time Coal Viper was trying to fall through the second barrier to get on the roof, I mean, he'd just get pushed out over and over, and then it would take 30 minutes to set it all back up. So we're like, Troy, can you just fly the Puma inside this barrier so we could just try this a lot faster? And he agreed. And we tried it out still for over 2 hours. No luck. And so what I did is I loaded an emulator up and I saved state in that spot, and I tried it for 30 minutes and I finally got it through. It was ridiculous.
I remember when Troy was like, yeah, we used the save state to get over here. It's like, oh, that makes a lot of sense to make it easier for them guys to help out.
Yeah, because like I wanted to be sure that it was possible to do.
Yeah,
but, oh my God. Yeah, I'm never doing that again.
Yeah, you don't want to do the whole process over if you know you can already get it somewhere.
Exactly. And so to answer the second question, so it is there a Defy Logic glitch that you never figured out how to do? And also, which Defy Logic glitch was the most difficult to figure out? So for these two, the first one, there are 2 actually I don't know. And one of them, the first one, you guys may not know this. I don't think you will. It was actually a glitch from F-116 Charger. He was able to do a hover bike wheelie. So I know one way to do a hover bike wheelie, but the way he was doing it, I never understood how he did it. But he could hover bike wheelie just in the middle of nowhere, and he could do it like in a minute. I don't know how he'd do it. He never told me how he did it. So. But the other one, and this is something I feel like Troy might know how to do this one. So you guys know that I found an alternate version of how to do Animal and Player and Deathmatch. So you guys originally did it with Conquest and the teleport pads. I never figured that out. I don't know how you guys did
it. Oh, so I remember us doing it with the teleport pad, but I don't remember how.
It probably involved us cord pulling at a certain time and teleporting or something.
Yeah, I definitely remember us doing it, but I couldn't tell you how.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Well, those two are Defy Logic glitches I don't know how to do, and I don't know where F116 Charger is, but maybe he'll remember if we ever come in contact with him or something.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Awesome. That's also another player I would love to try and get in contact with again.
Yes, well, I 100% agree.
And
sure.
actually,
I'll BRB.
Okay.
All right. If you guys remember Switch, I know Troy remembers, but Switchfoot.
Switchfoot, yeah.
He stopped like early on in Deadlock, or really wasn't early on, but it was like in the middle of like Deadlock and stuff, like PS2. He just stopped playing.
Yeah, I remember that, and I know if you guys remember G-Dogs, he kept in touch with F116 Charger on the PS3, so I could probably reach out to Michael and see if he, still has contact with him.
I mean, he got on the server before he
was on the server at one point.
Yeah, he usually just plays for like a month and he's off.
Exactly, yeah.
But to answer the second part of your question that you had, let's see, which glitch was the most difficult to figure out regarding Defy Logic? Without a doubt, the fake Puma glitch. Oh my god! And
yes.
So what you had to do for this glitch, and see, it's random, kind of. It's
I don't even remember how to do it, to be honest.
Well, I will explain it right here. So you would get walked through walls.
Yep.
And you would have someone fly glitch you. And when you have walk through walls with the fly glitch, you do a bizarre fly glitch.
Yes.
And when you do the when you start wrenching, your player just teleports.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very far distances.
All over the map. Yeah.
Yes. And what that does, that triggers the fake Puma eventually. It's not like 100% guaranteed, but after at least maybe 10 tries, you're going to get it eventually. I never really figured out how to perfect it, but I wasn't able to do that glitch for 3 years after you guys found it. I think it was in 2011 I finally did it. And actually we found after that we can make the swing shot fake. So for that same glitch.
You're right.
Yeah.
I forgot I remember the fake Puma. I didn't connect the swing shot to it. To tell you the truth.
It's very interesting because in
I remember
games, such as Super Mario 64.
Yep.
There's a way that they are able. They call it parallel universes because you could actually go so fast that the collision is still the same, or the majority of the collision is still the same, but you are actually standing in nothing.
Wow, that's crazy.
And I think that's
probably what's happening
Deadlock.
because the normal level collision is the same, but the actual Moby collision, like the swing shots, the hover bikes, the Pumas, are not there.
Okay, that makes sense.
Probably what's happening because you're going so fast. So
I remember that. I'm actually glad. From me to you. I feel accomplished knowing that it took you so long.
Right?
Yeah.
That is most of the glitches that Troy and I found were honestly completely random and just fucking around.
Like Infinite Caps?
Infinite Caps, which I remember that one a lot, only because the video we put on YouTube for it
has so many views.
It has so many views only because there was another game at the time that there was a glitch that with another game that captured a flag for Infinite Caps.
Because I remember reading the comments like, "This isn't whatever the game was."
Exactly. Exactly, and actually, I think that's one of the last videos we posted on Clan Defy Logic as well.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But what's crazy about that one is with Infinite Caps, if I recall, I think we had 2 different people because we had a 4-team CTF, and we had 2 different people cord pull, if I recall.
Yes, it required a couple of cord pulls from 2 different teams to get it right.
So weird.
Honestly, me thinking now, I don't know how we even thought of doing something.
Right?
I can't. I would never think about stuff like that now. It's weird. there's one glitch that I was actually trying with Troy the other day. It was
Tempest Station.
Tempest Station. To get to the lowest part of Tempest Station, I can't figure it out. I was trying, but I don't know
Like
how
under
we
where
did
the
it.
Landstalker spawns, you have that little triangle area or that slope. I can't remember how to get down there.
Yeah, no idea. Like, the only way I could think of doing it is somehow being pushed through the level to clip through the ground and get to it. But that's it. But I don't think that's how we did it.
Oh, Connor, are you back? Oh,
I guess not.
radio silence.
Yep.
But man, like, so I admire how like you improved upon the FlyLogic glitches.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Oh, I appreciate that.
it's impressive. Like, you did things that I would have never thought of. And the one glitch that comes to mind, which I said is like one of my favorite glitches, is the hover surf. I would
Oh, the
have
hoverbike surf. Yeah, that's
never
insane.
thought of doing something like that.
Hoverbike,
The thing is, Troy and I were honestly we were
so
pretty
close to doing it.
to that
So-
glitch. You just did like a 1 or 2 extra steps that caused it to actually happen.
We did the
Yes.
death. We did the you know, whenever you're in the water in the hover bike and you're just moving slowly.
Yeah,
That's the part that we got to. We didn't know what to do after that.
Yep, we were like
Yeah.
1 step away, and that was it. But
yeah.
you figured out what to do and found my favorite glitch of the game.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And like I said earlier, I mean, you guys were really part of the inspiration, well, the competitive inspiration for me to, really get into glitching and try and find some things. So you guys set the groundwork,
Mm-hmm.
and I especially in 07, 08, I gushed over like your videos. Like I'm just like, these guys are
Yeah.
awesome. So yeah,
I remember the very first glitch I remember trying so hard to do that I don't even remember, I don't know who found it, was Miraxis getting on top of, getting out of Miraxis with the hover bike on that hill and
Yes.
outside of it. I don't know who found that, but
that was
I remember-
the last part of his name was Nova. I know who you're talking about.
God, no, okay. I just remember when I
Bitch,
first saw
Nova.
whoever do that glitch, I was like, hell. And I
Got 'em.
remember that's one of the first glitches I remember, like, trying hours to get. And then when I finally got it, I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah, dude. That was the first glitch I ever did, was getting on that hill
Yeah.
hover bike. I was so
Yeah.
proud of that moment.
There was
But,
actually
okay.
a glitch while we were talking about all those, like, glitches and stuff, there's one I remembered that I only remember because of a video that I recently saw, that the glitch montage that Troy and I did was in Catacomb. That little pond area thing there that you could stand on the bottom of it.
Yes.
It's like, I forgot about that glitch.
forgot about
You
that?
put the hover bike there, you
Wrench
wrench it or whatever,
Wrench it.
and then when it explodes, it hurts you,
You
but
slow
lets you
down.
go down to the bottom. I totally forgot about that until I saw that. I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's a
actually
cool
one of
one.
the-
That was
You
one of the
get
first glitches I
to the bottom of the pond that way.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
That was one of the first glitches I tried to do whenever the server came back up.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Oh,
I didn't know that.
Do you guys remember the server when the official server was having a thunderstorm and everybody couldn't play?
Yes.
I remember some
Yes.
server blackouts for sure. Yeah.
Yep. I remember
So-
some blackouts. Yep.
So the server was fucked up, and every time you joined a game, your stats would not save.
Oh,
But-
shit.
Yes.
But you could still play the game,
Uh-huh.
and afterwards your stats would not save. So people were
wouldn't
being
save.
toxic as fuck.
Yeah, I remember that because I was one of those people that was being toxic as fuck.
Wow.
All right, guys. So our last stories. Connor, you gotta start us out.
So the last story I have, and this is something that Troy alluded to earlier, but this is when we took turns in banning the leaked stat sheet accounts. So, oh man, this was crazy. So you know how Destructo and PK3 were stat sheet accounts, also
Yes.
Bloodlust.
Yes.
So what Troy, Ethan, and I did for a while was so Deadlocked, unlike UIA, would ban the account for 24 hours.
3 days up to 3 days.
Yeah,
Oh,
up to
3 days?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we would do was we would ban the account. However, it also banned the PS2 ID. So what we would do is we would change the PS2 ID, and we would log into the PS2 account, and it would ban that account for, the number of days.
3 days, however
Yep.
many, yeah.
So we ended up creating a schedule. So
Yep.
I would ban Destructo, PK9, PK3, and then Ethan would ban
3 others or so.
what
Like after 3 days.
what
we
are
banned
the
it.
other accounts? There was
There was
I know Squidzor happened later on.
Bloodlust.
Wizard.
Squidzor, Bloodlust, those happened later on. Squidzor was
Kev Cano was one as well.
Kev
It wasn't
Cano,
a
yeah.
big
Yeah.
but
Squidzor was my fault, and I don't know if we ever got to that.
I don't
or
even
not.
remember, but
No, we didn't
essentially
get
we
to it.
went on a schedule to where
Yeah.
those accounts were banned constantly. So no one could
it was
Yeah.
a
cheat
good,
from
like,
those
I want to say
accounts.
probably a good month or two. that
It
they
was
were
a good
kind of
month or
banned.
two before we figured out
Claws
dropping
of
accounts.
Fury.
Claws of Fury.
Yes, PK9 and PK3. Kev
I remember that name.
41.
Yep.
Yeah. Match
Destructo.
Perfect, so,
Destructo
Yeah.
was number 10 in King of the Hill, and everything else didn't matter. Bloodlust was a 9 in everything.
Everything.
PK3 was a 10 in everything. Squidzor was also
Squidward was
a
10 and
10.
everything. Kev
Squidward-
Man was he wasn't a 10 in everything, was he? It was a 10 in like one thing.
Squidzor was my fault. I will admit Squidzor was 100% my fault.
With the
You
leak
fucked up
getting-
Squidzer?
No, with the getting out.
Yeah, Squidzor was my fault for getting leaked.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yep.
Good job.
Yep.
I'm proud of
There
you.
was fuck you, Ethan. there was plenty of stat sheet leaks that you were responsible for. I don't want
Me?
to. Yep.
What accounts were those? I want to know. I don't remember.
All the hacks. Excuse
all the
me.
hacks. Yeah, you're right. You're right. It's all the hacks. You're right.
You released all the hacks to CV and
To CV, and then
anybody
he
else.
released it to other people.
Yep.
You're right. Might be.
My fuck up was leaking Squidzor to Fluffy Pillow.
Oh, I forgot about Fluffy Pillow.
Fluffy Pillow, he was the reason that Squidzor got leaked.
I didn't know that.
Yep. That
I didn't
was,
know he was the one that leaked it.
He was, and I was the reason that Squidzor
Because
got
you
leaked.
gave it to him. And
I
then he
did.
leaked it out. I had no
He-
idea.
Yep, that was my fault, and I would admit to it, 100%.
Oh yeah, his name was Paul.
Yep. Paul.
Yeah, I have him on Facebook actually.
Yep, I have him on PSN still. He's dead and gone.
Yep.
Is
Yeah.
Oh, that's
his
him.
PSN name.
Okay,
Yep.
I have him on PSN too. Okay.
All right. Well, I'll go ahead and tell my last story. So this is surprise a glitch story. So
What?
right. At the end of 2008, this is when this glitch was found, or glitches. So it's Flying Where Ghost Station, Dark Cathedral, and Tempest Station, and that was. And a lot of people might not understand this, but it was like probably what am I trying to say? the best moment of finding a glitch I'd ever had. Like, I was jumping up and down, like screaming with my clanmates. Like, we were really happy about these finds. And it was really with Ghost Station, because that was the first time we actually did the glitch. But it was, pretty much what we did is we fused a hover ship to another hover ship, and we had someone drive it while the attached hover ship would push the driver if you were against a wall. And we searched for about 2 days, maybe a couple hours at these 2 days, areas around the Ghost Station to see if there was a spot we could actually get pushed through. And it was me, a player named Fire, and a player named Mr. Snowman 7. And we were, we were all trying this out for about an hour and a half, and we eventually found this little spot by the giant Ghost Station ship where we could like be pushed through this little crack, and the hover ship just kept pushing us, and eventually we were out of bounds. Dude, we were like hollering and just screaming and celebrating. Like, I've never celebrated a glitch so much before, but I know after that, and we have video of it, and I think Mr. Snowman actually recorded some of us freaking out. It's on his YouTube channel. But I know shortly afterwards, like we knew how to do Ghost Station, so we immediately tried Dark Cathedral afterwards. I literally went to go start uploading the Ghost Station footage, and I came back, and Fire had actually already gotten outside Dark Cathedral. I'm just like, what?
Oh, so he had it before you.
And so I was like, okay, I got to put both these in the same video, essentially. Nice. And so me, Fire, and Mr. Snowman didn't find Fly Anywhere Tempest Station, but actually Coal Viper and a player named Dark Matter did. And I remember Dark Matter. This is just so 2009 Andrew was just hilarious. Like, he was just like overly excited, and he was just kind of like, I don't know, like an overly extreme personality that just like made everyone kind of laugh. Like, I'll explain it pretty much from the story, but so him and Dark Matter were at Tempest Station, and they had attached a Landstalker to a hover ship, and they were trying to get pushed to the barrier, and eventually they got through, and, and I mean, this is like Andrew, he's just like, it's possible! It's possible! Like, he literally did that. Like, he just screamed like that.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, and then so you know how eventually we were able to fly very high with the hover ship?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not done. It has nothing to do with Landstalker Fly. This had nothing to do with Landstalker Fly, believe it or not. If you literally got to the corner of the Tempest Station out of bounds area and got the Landstalker under you, it would just start pushing you upward. And yeah, and so they did that, and Dark Matter kept telling Andrew, like, dude, we're going up, like, we keep going up, and Andrew didn't believe him. And then, like, I think they had gone up for maybe like 5 minutes, and Dark Matter was like, dude, just turn around. And then he turned around, and he's like, oh my god, how did we get this high? And then, yeah, but they have a video of that without the audio, but that's just probably like the funnest time I've ever had finding a glitch before. Just had a really great time.
That's fantastic. So, yeah, so the glitch the most memorable glitch for me from Glitchbusters was Fly Anywhere in Dark Cathedral. That's the most memorable for me because, like, yeah. I never thought it was possible, and you guys did.
Have you tried not being a swing shot bitch?
A swing shot bitch? What?
That's Fly Anywhere Dark Cathedral.
Yeah. I mean, that's accurate, but like, Anywhere hover ship.
Have you tried using your hover ship to go Mach 5?
Yeah, exactly.
Did you just find that recently, Troy? Come on.
No. Maybe.
I don't really have I total my stories that I can think of.
So, yeah, with my stories, we ended up telling 2 of them actually in between because I had 4 stories just in case if one of them got
Yeah, I
told.
had a few, but my main one was the -1 glitch that Snow Dog Clan had, but we found out how to do that.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's the main one. I
Yeah,
had.
my stories are all taken up already.
So Ethan, you want to go?
I can't think of anything at the moment. I don't know.
Connor, do you have another one?
No, the last thing I had was the favorite map to glitch on, and that was for Chidori.
What's up?
Yeah,
No.
I guessed that already. That was Dark Cathedral.
I
Yeah.
think we're done.
I think we're done.
Yeah, that wraps it up. I mean, we don't. That's
I
the end of
don't
the
think
list.
I can't think of anything else. Like,
Do we
Well,
have
let's
any
talk about it
questions
a
from
moment.
the audience?
yeah, any questions
questions?
at all?
I guess that's an important thing to ask me.
So actually, I know Troy found out about how to freeze. I think it was from Connor. Like, because they would go in specifically. I remember the very first game when we were trying to freeze one of Troy's accounts. It was in.
yes,
It was in. I just forgot the name.
I
of
know
the
exactly
map.
what you're talking
Ethan,
about.
are you as limp as his biscuit?
Matt says, "Is Ethan's trombone as limp as his biscuit?"
I don't play trombone. So,
Correct.
no.
But yes. So
And what's the name of that map? I already forgot.
it was
Char.
yeah, it was Char. So
And
Connor,
Char, I remember you guys, like, the very first time I learned about how to freeze accounts was because
Yep.
Troy was doing it with one of his accounts.
What, the
Connor was
Landstalker
like-
spot?
Exactly. At Char. That's exactly it.
Oh man!
And you guys were like, this may not work.
it
but
might bring you down
it's
to
got a good-
999.
Oh, yeah.
It might bring it down to 9, but it could freeze. It could also freeze because at that time, not
Yep.
everyone had a 10K.
Exactly.
So
That was the Spanker
there
Poodle
weren't-
account.
Yep, that was
that was the
Spanker Poodle.
first account, and I
There
gave
were not-
Connor the password to freeze it.
Yes, I remember that because there at the time there were not that many 10K accounts. And so it wasn't a guarantee because some of them weren't 10K.
Mm-hmm.
And I just find that crazy that we were in the beginning of the 10K accounts before we even had
Luckily,
before there were 10K accounts.
yep, it actually did
Essentially.
freeze at 10K though. So.
It
And it
did,
didn't
though.
freeze at 10K though. It did.
Yep.
I remember that. But God,
Well,
that was
Man,
that's one of the
dude.
first things I remember about freezing accounts.
That's one of the
I
first
don't-
things I remember about Connor. Honestly.
dude,
Because
I
Connor
don't know
helped
if
me
you.
stat sheet.
Yeah, for sure. I helped him stat cheat, and stat cheating back in the day was such a.
It was tedious.
It was such a collateral thing because, like, you have a group of people that you're stat cheating with, and it's all about how many people you can pull to help you freeze
Yeah.
this account.
Exactly.
And
Sit for 2
If-
hours.
and
Or actually
yeah,
45
exactly. And if the number of those people could sit still for an hour while you squat them, and you get your 30,000 squats.
Yep.
I get to negative. And there are so many times where, like, halfway through, somebody
Someone
would
would,
end
like,
up
lag out
spawning.
or quit.
Somebody would spawn and be a
then,
fucking dick.
And kill you.
Yeah, it
That's
kill,
right.
it kill.
Fuck.
Kill
Because
them.
you'd
Yeah.
be squatting, you wouldn't be paying attention, so someone's just come and kill you.
Yep, they would just fucking come and kill you. And
I gotta say, there was one time I can't remember who we were trying to freeze, but there was someone. We were all in the headset, and one of you was in there. I just know, but so the person who was doing the Puma squats said, like, "I'll be right back, guys," and someone spawned and just blew the Puma. We were like 30 minutes. We were like 30 minutes into the process,
Yeah.
too.
When it came to freezing accounts back then, like with those people, like
it was just
anything, like as long as it's just fun, it would
Ethan.
fuck everything up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you remember when we remember my account called Frozen? It was like
Well, you were
bracket,
also the
Frozen bracket. And then
Yep.
I froze it with like under three different categories in one game.
Yep, because we tried to do that.
Yep, that was a fun time.
Troy and I specifically tried to freeze the account under as many things as we could.
We just
Yeah.
did it under three times.
Do you guys remember when we froze the account with suicides?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And then that actually
That was
ended up
one of the first
becoming
times
like
to do
a
it, too.
way. That ended up becoming a way to actually that people started to freeze accounts as well.
with
Well,
suicides?
I mean, with suicides,
later.
I mean, really, but
Like that was the first one.
the way that I froze the level 3 account was with squats.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I just remember the suicides. You could do like a quick suicide method that someone
Yep,
found.
there
later.
was
And,
Strathos. There's a
Conquest.
way.
Therathos
Oh yeah,
Conquest.
the conquest quick suicide method on Strathos.
There's also
Oh,
one in
Matt's
Dark
saying that
Angel
the suicides was the OG method and vehicles was later. I didn't know that. I thought the vehicles was first and then suicide was later.
I guess that would make sense because we already knew that you could cover up the spawn with vehicles.
And Matt discovered the quicks. I believe that. I believe he found the quick suicide. Yeah, I'm sure.
Well,
Matt
guys.
was the one that I knew for anything stat cheating originally.
well, guys, we've been talking for almost 6.5 hours.
Jesus
It's not
Christ.
long enough.
Originally I thought this was only going to go like 2 hours.
Oh, I knew
But
it would go this long.
I did
Yeah,
not
for sure.
expect 6.5 hours, but
I knew at least 4 hours.
Ethan, you're drunk. Stop talking.
I just want to say thank you guys for doing this. I had a really fun time, hearing your stories, just talking about things.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Same
it
to
was
you, man.
really fun, and we'll definitely do this in the future sometime, and we'll also pull some other people in to get their stories, and who knows what we'll do.
I
This
had a
sounds like
blast,
it might be
to be
at
honest.
least 3 episodes.
It
Yeah,
was so much fun.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, you kind of should divide this up into like 3 parts or something.
I would
Yeah.
say
I think-
divide it
yeah.
into three episodes, 1, 2, and 3,
Okay.
because
Yeah.
we have
because
talked about a shit ton of Deadlocked history.
Yeah.
We
And,
have-
and we have
Yeah.
a good divider point because we took breaks in between each. thing.
Yep. Exactly. So
That's right.
yeah.
Well, I'm
so
Oh, go ahead.
yeah, feel free to edit the dead air, or whatever, and yeah,
Add some
condense what we
Deadlock.
talked about because I had a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
this
too much
is
fun.
fantastic. I've not had this much fun talking about Deadlocked in a long time.
Yeah, it was great. Well, I'm going to close the podcast out now, so we'll see you
All right.
guys in the next episode.
Well, thank you guys for joining in. Have a
Yeah, thanks
Great
for
work,
whoever joined
for
and left,
listening.
and whoever's listened in during the time. And I hope you listen to the entirety of the podcast. Thanks for tuning in.
What they said.
Got him.